What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, check it out. Meet Amandla Stenberg, as they call her, Star Wars New Hope. Can't say that with a straight face, can you? Star Wars New Hope. What do y'all think? Is this chick gonna save the franchise? Is she the last hope? Is she the one that's going to finally bring this thing out of the doldrums? Yeah, right. Yeah, she the last nail in the coffin, right? She the final nail. Kathleen Kennedy is just knocking into that Star Wars coffin. Man, I mean, I'm telling you, man, this is going to be hilarious. I can't wait for this show to drop. I can't wait to see this thing come out, man. We're about 3 months away? All right. I am looking so forward to seeing this joint drop and just having fun with it, okay? You got to have fun with it at some point, right? I mean, it's just trash. It's garbage. Star Wars is sitting at the bottom of the ocean, all right? Well, I should say Disney Star Wars, all right? Because in my opinion, George Lucas's Star Wars is alive and well. We still got the original trilogy, and we still got the prequels. But this trash that they've been bringing out ever since Kathleen Kennedy and crew took over, oh yeah, hot garbage on a platter. And so, yeah, we're going to get a good look at this. But I thought this was interesting. Now, this article is on this magazine C. You know, it seems like one of these woke magazines that they got out there. Tons of them in Hollywood, by the way. But check this out. This spins into this particular article. This is on IGN. Amandla Stenberg reveals how Star Wars: The Acolyte was developed with her in mind. All right, so I want you guys to understand that Leslie Headland developed this series, The Acolyte, specifically for this chick, specifically for Amandla Stenberg. And you might be wondering, well, why her? Why her? Of all of the actors and actresses all across the world, why did they single out Amandla Stenberg? What do you think it is? Well, that previous article with C Magazine answers it. It's right here in this paragraph. Maybe because she's Gen Z, but for an actor who has garnered critical success for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies and The Hate You Give, has been honored by Time Magazine and other organizations for what? Her political and LGBTQ activism. There it is. That's why they decided to circle the wagons and make sure that this chick was in a Star Wars film. You know, nothing to do with acting talent or nothing. You better believe it had everything to do with the fact. Look, let's run down the check boxes. All right. She's one, she's black. All right. And then number two, she's a woman. And then number three, LGBTQ. Oh, man, Star Wars, man, Kathleen Kennedy must have been like, yo, we just hit the mother lode, baby. This chick is a diversity jackpot. Look at all the stuff she's got. And she's an activist to boot. Ollie, man, sign her up. Can she act? Who cares if she can act? Sign her ass up right now. Let's get her in here. Sign your name on the dotted line. We're about to make you a fortune. And they're about to run Star Wars further into the damn ground. I mean, developed with her in mind. They had her in mind. They said, yo, we want you to do this. You know, Leslie Headland, she goes on and says it in here somewhere. Said, yeah, all the artwork was conceptualized with my face. And Leslie was like, so I've been working on this for about 3 or 4 years for you. I don't know what I'm going to do if you don't do it. No pressure, she told Magazine C. So I was sent to the moon, of course. Yeah, they developed this show specifically for this chick. They said, we want you to do this. This is for you. We had you in mind, no other faces. You guys know I have said in the past, anytime you begin any creative endeavor, any creative project, it always has to start with just the genesis of the project itself, of the creativity. If you're starting with the face, oh, we need to have some black woke actress in this thing. You know, we're going to design this all around her so we can send this woke activist. Her star is going to shine straight to the moon. If that's where you're coming from with it, oh, it's going to be trash. It's going to be trash off rip because you're not coming from pure creativity. Hey, I just got this great idea, this amazing idea for this great story. And you know what? I don't care who's in it. I'm not interested in who's in it. You know, I'm designing this character and this and this. She had the whole thing. Look, the whole thing conceptualized. All the artwork was conceptualized with my face. So if she said no, she said, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do if you don't do it. This whole thing was a vehicle for this chick. And so if she decided not to do it, this whole thing would have went up in smoke. It would have been bust. That tells you everything you need to know about the creative process of Leslie Headland. She's trying to make a vehicle for this little woke actress. That's all this is about. That's it. Her and her dumbass ideology. That is literally all we're going to get out of this whole Acolyte thing. Woke ideology served up on a Star Wars plate. Good God Almighty. This is about to be trash. I can't wait to get into this, boy. I tell you, I'm going to have fun with this one. I'm going to have so much fun with this one because I'm tired of them messing with Star Wars. Yeah, and this is the other part. Check this out. Yeah, this is what old Amandla had to say about Star Wars The Acolyte. The idea is to kind of honor the ethos of Star Wars and ideas around the Force and also challenge them. You notice how these clowns always want to challenge Star Wars? They don't want to just let Star Wars be Star Wars. No, we got to challenge it. We got to stretch it. We got to punch it in the nose and see how it responds and all that crap. Instead of just saying, yo, Star Wars is something that fans have loved for generations. We just want Star Wars to be Star Wars. Just give us the stories that we all love. Tell new stories in the galaxy far, far away. Quit trying to, we're going to kind of honor it. We're going to kind of honor the ethos around Star Wars, but we want to challenge Star Wars, all right? We want to challenge these ideas of the Force and all of this stuff. Like, just give us Star Wars. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it is because they don't really know what Star Wars is. They don't know what Star Wars means to the Star Wars fans. So that's why it's Disney Star Wars now, all right? Because Disney Star Wars is nothing but this crap. Challenging Star Wars, kind of honoring Star Wars, kind of, sort of, not really saying, yo, we really respect what George Lucas did. We really respect how George Lucas approached this thing. But Leslie Headland, she had no respect for George Lucas.
This is like what we understand to be Star Wars, like the idea that like that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. And I think the prequels are an excellent example of that. I mean, the idea that like when you're hiring a director, that everyone is sitting in there waiting for George Lucas and not for the person who's going to know to hire Ralph McQuarrie, that's the problem. That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today, because they're not thinking this is the person that will hire the right people and this is the person that will be able to create the lookbooks and direct people to get them to that place. They're just thinking, do you have all the answers? And the truth is that nobody does, and anybody that says they do is lying.
In the context of the Star Wars universe, it's a time of great peace, theoretically, Stenberg said. It's also a time of an institution, and it's a time in which conceptions around the Force are very strict. And I think what we're trying to explore within our show is when an institution has a singular conception of how power can be used, we try to provide a lot of different perspectives and answers to that question. The idea is to kind of honor the ethos of Star Wars and ideas around the Force and also challenge them, hopefully harmoniously. Yeah, you see, once again, this is what they're doing. The institution that they're referring to, you guys understand, is the Jedi. The Jedi is the institution and the conception of which they're trying to challenge. And they're going to go in there and they're going to say, oh, the Jedi have been wrong this whole time. The Jedi are not right about how they're looking at the galaxy. The Jedi are in the wrong here, because look, when it comes to an institution having a single or singular conception of how power can be used, yeah, that's basically been explored already. We saw that explored, in the differences between the Jedi and the Sith. Between Palpatine and Yoda. We see the two differences in how the Emperor was running the galaxy, right? How Palpatine was running the galaxy versus how a Republic runs the galaxy. Yeah, that's a difference in how power can be used within an institution. But what they want to do is they want to deep dive into the Jedi and somehow pull the Jedi apart and say, oh, the Jedi have been wrong this whole time. You guys saw this article. I covered it before. Specifically, she singled out the film's portrayal of the Jedi Order as being more fallible than previously assumed, as something that the Acolyte will explore in greater detail. The Jedi really think they're right, and Star Wars creator George Lucas tells us they're wrong in The Phantom Menace. That's her lame brain way of viewing the Jedi. The Jedi are not wrong, all right? The Jedi may have been myopic, all right? They may have had some flaws, but they're not wrong, all right? There's a big difference between having like a myopic view of the world and being completely wrong about what you're saying, And again, it's just another way of them trying to tear down heroes. I'm so sick of this. This is something I've covered before. They are trying to tear down heroes. There seems to be this thing in Hollywood where they want to rip down the hero and elevate villains. you know, or say, oh, the villains are just misunderstood. You guys don't really understand villains. That's because these assholes are villains. They know they're villains, and they want you to sympathize with them somehow. Oh, please sympathize with me, Leslie Headland. Even though I know I'm a cold stone villain out here, yeah, please sympathize with me, you know, because there's some goodness in me. No, chick, you're a villain, all right? You're Harvey Weinstein's former assistant. You're a villain, all right? And that's the thing. They don't want to talk about that. They missed a huge aspect of the dark side rising. Yeah, that's because the Emperor and the dark side was clouding their judgment. It's gone over very clearly in the Phantom Menace and in the rest of the prequels. The hell is wrong with this? Again, somebody that don't understand what's going on. I never watched it. I don't understand Star Wars. All right. I'm just some woke activist chick that just wants to go out here and make bullshit. I don't really understand the franchise that I'm creating content for. Again, the Jedi Order was not wrong. The dark side clouded their judgment, idiot. Jeez, man. Now, that just looked like fertile ground to look into what's going on for all of us right now. Yeah, that's the other thing I talked about. It's all about us right now. That's what they want to talk about, all right? The modern world. What's going on right now? Instead of making a timeless classic like George Lucas made, you know, that spans generations. George Lucas was writing mythology that went across generations. He wasn't talking about right now, what's going on for us right now. And that's the big problem that this chick has. Again, Leslie Headland is a dope, all right? And this entire thing is just going to go up in smoke. It's going to be hot garbage. Yeah, it keeps going. Headland recently cited a more recent franchise installment, Star Wars The Last Jedi, as an influence on the Acolyte story. We're taking our cues from The Last Jedi, huh? I'm sure this is going to be phenomenal. Now, the showrunner praised The Last Jedi writer-director Rian Johnson for offering a critical view of the Jedi and suggested that this was responsible for the movie's polarizing reputation. I think that especially in that moment, people were very nervous about saying this particular institution may not be the light and perfect, stunning group of heroes that are totally nobly intentioned. Yeah, again, this is what they want to do with your heroes, folks. They want to take guys like Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, and they just want to destroy them. That's basically what's going on here. That's what Disney Star Wars is about. All of that stuff that you guys had in the past, them heroes that you looked up to, screw them dudes, all right? Screw them. They're bad. They're not good. They're not nobly intentioned. They're not the best people in the world. That's basically what they're going to do with the Jedi and the Acolyte. You know, again, and then they want to reframe all of Star Wars. So now if you watch this show, all right, that's the earliest show, all right, because it predates the Phantom Menace by 50 years or whatever it is. And so they want that to bleed right into the Phantom Menace. To see, you got to look at all of Star Wars in light of the Acolyte. That's basically what Disney has been doing this whole time. It's utter garbage, all right? And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to this because I'm going to enjoy ripping this thing to shreds. Because this is the type of shit that we don't need in Hollywood right now. At a time when you need to have positive heroes, all right, they're going to give us Amandla Stenberg. Amandla Stenberg, the New Hope, all right? This is who we going to get. You know, some woke activists. They want your woke activists to be your heroes. You see what I'm saying? You see how they're doing this? She has no idea. She's about to become the new icon for Disney Star Wars and their hot-ass garbage. That's what she's become. You know, she has no idea about it. She's going to go to Star Wars Celebration and people, oh, yeah! And then they're going to walk right on up out there and they're going to be like, man, this shit is going to be garbage. They're going to walk out of the auditorium and everybody's just going to be laughing at her. You know, they don't really understand what's going on behind the scenes, okay? The Star Wars fans are not rocking with this stuff at all, all right? But nah, let's go ahead and have some fun, all right? That's how I look at it, guys. Let's have a good time. Let's laugh. Let's roast. Let's clown. Let's all get together and love each other. Like I said, we're going to get one thing out of Star Wars, and that's going to be fun. We're either going to have fun watching great Star Wars, or we're going to have fun stomping and laughing and clowning all over this shitty Disney Star Wars stuff. That's how it's going down. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.